Markets are plunging on the heels of coronavirus fear, with countries and major cities shutting down. Our next guest says it will be very difficult to avoid a recession under these circumstances. Eddie Ghabour, co-owner of KeyAdvisors Group, joins us now. Eddie, and despite the fact that a lot of people are saying we are going to move, if we're not already there, into recession, you still get analysts who say, look, the odds of recession are still about 60% against. What are they perhaps missing? Because you say we're most likely going to have one.
Look, I have no idea what they're looking at. They may be looking at the term of a recession from a technical perspective of 3 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. However, the market at a 30% drop from peak to trough, which is just about where we are right now, whether you want to say it's a defined recession or not, I say that we are in one now. Now, my hope is the reason why this feels so ugly right now is we have basically gone in bear market territory in 21 trading days. It's the fastest in history. So I am optimistic and hopeful that because it's happening so fast, that in the second half of this year, we will find some type of bottom and hopefully come back quickly. We're not going to cut back to even, but at least make up some of these losses and deep losses we've seen, because right now, every company is getting hammered across the board, whether they're well capitalized or not, because they're guilty by association, because there's a lot of fear.
Eddie, how do you as an investor make a determination to buy into this market when you don't know what the earnings are going to be? We don't know what the demand destruction side of this really looks like yet.
You're exactly right. And so as an investor, of course, everyone's situation is different. I can tell you what we're doing right now for clients is, majority of our clients coming into this year had under 50% equity exposure. And because we're in uncharted territory right now, we are slowly dollar cost averaging into broad-based equity portfolios of large cap U.S. companies that are paying a decent dividend, knowing that we're probably not at a bottom yet. But we believe that we are going to get through this as a country. And I believe we have some of the best well companies in the world. And I am very optimistic that when we get past this, anyone that had the stomach to be able to buy these companies when we're at 30 and potentially 40% losses, in my opinion, will be handsomely rewarded 24 months out. But if you're trying to predict this short term, it's a guess, and you shouldn't guess with your financial future.
Hey, Eddie, let me ask you, and this is going to sound funny, for your worst case scenario. And the reason I'm asking you is because it's going to make me feel better, because I feel like we're never going to hit that. So, it's like, what's the floor here? I mean, Goldman's saying 2K on the S&P.
I think worst case, and this is absolute worst case scenario, we can look back to 2008 where we're going to be at a 50% peak to trough. I don't think we're going to get to worst case. Because, again, I think with the acceleration and the fear, look at what the VIX index has done in the short period of time. There's a tremendous amount of fear right now. And look, people are overreacting as they maybe should right now because of the unknown. But if we come out of this remotely nowhere near a worst case scenario, that's why I think you can see and expect a 10 to 15% bounce back in a pretty quick period of time.
All right. Eddie Ghabour, KeyAdvisors Group co-founder, appreciate your being here on The Move.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.